So, Mayor, almost what 2 months in office now. Have you enjoyed your start as mayor, and what are your thoughts on 2 months in?
Well, it certainly has been everything I thought it would be and more. Certainly very hectic and time consuming, and I've had a good education on time management and organization. I've got a lot of friends and family and a lot of people that need to come by and speak to me and offer congratulations. At the same point in time, I've got other more important pressing business to take care of, and trying to coordinate my day has been a challenge.
So you haven't felt too overwhelmed yet? You're all right?
No, I've got a great deal of support at City Hall. I've got a lot of friends that have a lot of experience with city council members that offer me, tons of advice and guidance. So I've got a lot of people to rely on.
Mm-hmm. Now, in your campaign, you were running on a unified Milledgeville or a unified city. So far, have you been pleased with the results in terms of a unified Milledgeville? I know with the vote on consolidation has created two sides, but generally, have you been pleased with how unified the city is so far?
Well, what I've always kind of stood for was that it's in the people's hands. It's the vote on unification, but my stance has been that regardless of how the vote turns out in November, the city and county need to come together and find more efficient ways to run this government. And I've been real excited and overwhelmed with the outreach from the county side. We've actually sat down recently with a few members of City Council, a few members of County Commission to explore ways that we can kind of initiate the process, regardless of how the vote turns out.
Mm-hmm. I know there really are two sides to this. Are you leaning one way or the other on consolidation?
Well, I've certainly got my personal opinion on things, and I came out in favor of consolidation, not totally in support of the document during the campaign. Fairly much standing by that today. However, I feel like there are strong points that can be argued for. There's strong points to be argued against. The good news is I feel like the community is strong enough that whatever the decision is in November, we can rally together and become one and actually improve because of it.
You think the discourse that's been going on between the two sides is a positive thing for the city?
Well, I do feel good about the fact that there's a strong movement both ways, such that it is leading to the citizenry becoming more and more educated on important issues that could be affecting them long term. And anytime there's debate to this degree, I think the citizens are better served. As I mentioned, though, the Wednesday morning after the November election, we'll have to come together one way or the other. And it's my hope and dream that whichever way the vote turns out, that everyone will come together and try to stay focused on a positive Milledgeville, Baldwin County.
How would you promote that kind of unification?
Well, here's my deal is I am working from August 1st when I took office. August 1st through November, I am acting as if the unification vote is not going to pass. I'm trying to do things regarding planning long term that the city can take advantage of and be poised to move ahead as if the vote never took place. But however, if the vote comes out in favor of unification and a new form of government, then I'm going to be I'll be doing my part to work with the transition team to make this as smooth as possible.
Recently, the former mayor, your predecessor, had that plea bargain. That was
sure.
I think it was Thursday. The reputation of mayor, in a way, has kind of been damaged. I think. What are you doing to restore faith in the government here?
Well, I got good advice from a friend of mine as I started my campaign, and his advice was simply this: do the right thing for the right reason all the time, and you'll always be in good shape. and that's really kind of been my mantra going forward. I can't do anything about what happened in the past, and all I can do is try to impact the future. So you know, the way we handle our business at City Council is very transparent. They have had a history of trying to do the right thing. We've had some bumps and bruises, but I'm not looking past. I'm looking forward.
Mm-hmm. The word transparency. What does that mean to you as the head of the city government? Is it difficult to be transparent with the people?
Well, it's a necessity. The people have the right to know what's going on in the city government. If they want to know specifics, they need to be in a position to be informed. It does in some manner make it more difficult to make decisions from time to time. No one is advocating any closed door, conferences that decide what's going on without the public's knowledge. But at the same point in time, having somebody standing over your back, listening to every conversation, listening to every decision is somewhat tedious.
Mm-hmm. One of your main goals was to bring economic development here.
Absolutely.
Obviously, that's extremely important. Currently, we're in bad shape. I think we're third in unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
We have a large poverty rate. What are your goals there? What have you done so far? And your thoughts on the current state of affairs?
My goals were from the start to work with the professionals that were already in place to try to support them and get involved with their efforts and be at their beck and call. I have been on the road with the Central State Redevelopment Authority. We're gone to look at the Youth Challenge Academy that's coming to Millersville to be opening up in July of next year. Bring a multitude of jobs. I've been sitting in conferences with consultants from the state with Matt Pointer, our economic development coordinator, and trying to do my best to promote Millersville, Baldwin County through their efforts. I've also been enlightened and enthused by the amount of support that both Georgia College, Georgia Military College, and Central Georgia Tech is willing to provide, and I am extremely excited about their efforts and the things that have been going on behind the scene for many years that has just not been highly publicized.
Mm-hmm. Concretely, do you have a poverty rate goal, a statistic number that you would like to see when you leave office?
Well, it's kind of hard to try to quantify those type goals. The devastation that we experienced with the loss in state jobs over the last 10 or 15 years is unbelievable. And so what I feel like is a real possibility is that we can make consistent improvement throughout my term with both recruiting new jobs and also maintaining the existing jobs, which as you may or may not know, is somewhat difficult in and of itself.
What's your role in creating new jobs and your responsibility there? Is there really something that you can do that can bring jobs here just as your responsibility?
Well, right now, as I mentioned, I am leaning on the advice and counsel of the professionals that we have in place, and both of those individuals have strategic plans in place. And an outsider coming in I can't just go to Atlanta and lobby for jobs, lobby for this, lobby for that, when they've already laid out the groundwork. It's my goal is to do the best job I can to sell this community whenever an opportunity allows itself.
The hospital's in dire straits right now, losing money still. You said that it's completely vital to the city's success.
Absolutely.
Keeping people here. What have you done there in terms of increasing the efficiency of that hospital and its productivity?
Well, as you may know, the hospital has brought in an interim CEO, and he has been working well, from what I understand, with the doctors and the existing administration. They've made some cuts of late, I understand, but the the reality, the county is taking a more active role with the hospital, as it should be. The county will be the first stop for assistance with the hospital, and they have actually hired a consulting firm and is working hand in hand with a new administrator, and in hopes of creating a plan that can turn this community hospital back around.
So the hospital is more of the county's responsibility?
Well, it's actually its own entity. It's not really the county's responsibility. It's not under the county. It is its own entity. So, but what they've done is reached out to the county in the past for assistance, and the county has tried to do what they could to be there for them. But they've asked for specific information, and I think that information is forthcoming.
Is your involvement with the hospital, is that a major role? Do you have a lot of involvement with the hospital?
Well, at one point in time, I was on the Oconee Regional Healthcare Foundation, which is a fundraising wing for the hospital. Nothing to do with day-to-day operations. But as soon as I accepted the position of mayor, I resigned from that board just to make sure there was no conflict of interest going forward.
The recent vote in August about the new housing project, it's interested a lot of students. It interested a lot of people obviously living on that road and around that neighborhood. You broke the tie, the 3-3 tie.
Oh yeah.
That allows for that new housing project to get underway. Your reasoning behind there, and why you didn't necessarily agree with the other side.
Well, it was a very difficult decision, and it was a decision that's been brewing in this community for a few years. Right. There are some specifics about that decision that weighed heavily on my heart. Number one, it was already zoned multifamily, and what they were looking to do was take it from a multifamily housing zoning to a planned development. Planned development, in my opinion, decrease the number of potential units that would be on that property, and the developer had done his research and determined that he could put some 1,100 bedrooms back there, and with this new planned unit development, they were going to be able to only do 500. That was the maximum forever. There was concerns about the flooding in that area, and the developer opted to take not only the finished floor levels out of the flood zone, but also all the parking, and provide an alternate access road to the project in the event of a flood. So I walked the property. I took a look at where it was in relation to the neighborhood, and because of some landscape buffers and things of this nature, I felt like this was the best project for this property, given its existing zoning.
I know a lot of people in the neighborhood were fired up, saying that college students would be too loud, they party too often. Was that a major concern for you?
Well, it is a major concern, and I certainly hope that the residents of that development will do their part. But it's been my history. I've got a history of financing commercial properties, which includes student housing and other multifamily housing. What I found is when you have a development of 500 beds, the management has to do an exceptional job of making sure that no one is too loud, no one is out of line, because someone has a TV or a stereo up too loud in one unit, the next unit over may be trying to study, somebody may be trying to take a nap. So it's important and key that the management is on top of that. And I inquired as to that, and they have specific rules about noise and being an aggravation, and specific ways to handle it. So I really feel like having the management oversight would probably reduce the problem with the noise.
Mm-hmm. Another, I think it was a woman that stood up, and she called your decision greedy, or the yes vote greedy. Your response to that?
Well, there was a lot of emotion in the room, and I've mentioned before, anytime you have a planning and zoning conversation, there's a great chance that 100% chance that 50% of the people will be upset with your decision. And this had been brewing really feverishly in the neighborhood, and I think emotion got the best of people from time to time. I'm not exactly sure what she meant by greedy. There was some conversation about the fact that, any kind of any new development in Millersville is good development in Millersville. That's not always the case, but bringing a project of this size, that was going to mean a great number of jobs for a great number of people, maybe part time, but it would certainly be a boost for our economy. We're hoping that that if this development comes together as is proposed, that it'll mean economic enhancements for the immediate neighborhood along Elbert Street, out towards the Town and Country Shopping Center, opportunity for new businesses and things like this to develop, which would be an enhancement for the kids residing there.
Mm-hmm. Any other things that are on the table coming up in the next few weeks or months that you'll have a large role in that could possibly boost the economy around here?
The one thing that I'm taking on of late is assisting with the promotion of the eSPLOST, that education special local option sales tax. It's just an extension of the existing 1% sales, but I believe in what Dr. Price has done with our school system is phenomenal, and we've got a great foundation of facilities with our school system. She's done a very good job of taking a look at what's critical, what's not, and she's come back to the community and ask for additional dollars for over the next 5 years. That's really going to make a major difference with the school system, and so I'm going to get in behind that as hard as I can with the campaign. Other than that,
just sort of things that are really on your plate right now that you're outside of the hospital and Central State.
Well, as I mentioned, what I am excited about of late is the fact that City and County have both decided that we need to work strongly together, and have made a commitment to sit down and start conversations and start making plans on how we can get together. Have promoted to the council the possibility of putting together a 5-year strategic plan. As I was speaking with the chairman of the county commission, conversation arose that the possibility of making that a joint effort may be in everybody's best interest. And as I mentioned, this is not to impact that unification vote in any way. This is something that Millersville and Baldwin County needs to do with or without the consolidation vote. So, as I mentioned, we are gotten a bad reputation for not being able to work together. I've seen in my 2 months in office that people are more than willing to get together and try to find a solution. It's just how do you break those barriers of having the little turf wars and the memory of something that happened 5 years ago that doesn't really matter today. How can you get past that and work together? So, my whole goal with this campaign was to try to bring people together, and it's more difficult than you can imagine, but I'm really working diligently on it, and I think we're making progress.
Yeah, generally you'd say so far so good.
I really feel like so far so good. Yeah.
Okay, good. Mayor Thrower, thank you.
Thank you.